Hello everyone, so before we get into the video, as I've done with the previous videos up until the end of the month, I will be giving a bond away for every video that I do, so if you guys want to know as soon as those go live, make sure to subscribe, and on top of that, if you guys want to be entered into the giveaway for this video, as well as the rest of my videos to come, make sure to leave a comment with your RS name down in the comments below, and on top of that, like the video and subscribe to the channel to be entered. But with that said, let's go ahead and get on into the video. Basically, this is going to be a money-making method that is just, it's kind of something you can do on the side. A lot of people like to merge and do dailies and whatnot, and this is going to be something that you can kind of tag along with that as you go. After this video, it probably won't even be profitable, so don't do it right after this. Some of this stuff just doesn't even have enough margin, but he does do a lot of different things, so we'll get into it. Before I go ahead and get on into it though, Psycho Ray was the guy who's actually told me this method, so shout out to him, huge thanks, and I appreciate it so much, man. But let's go ahead and get on into the requirements for this method. What we are going to, well, I guess we'll say what we're doing first. So, mostly harmless, basically an island you can go to if you have some of the prerequisites, I guess. This is where you're going to want to go. There is a guy called Captain Jack, I do believe, that lingers around right here, and that's where we're going to want to be going. Now, there is some other stuff I have to say before this, and there are some requirements. So, cabin fever, going to be a requirement that you're going to need. Now, this does have a chain of quests before it, so it's not necessarily the easiest requirement. Some of the stuff that is included in the requirements for cabin fever: 42 agility, 45 crafting, 50 smithing, and 40 range. Not that bad, but some of the prereqs of it, some of the other quests, like for example, rum deal, you have to have 42 crafting, 50 fishing, 40 farming, 47 prayer. So really all around, just a pretty well-balanced account, I would say, at least enough to be able to finish cabin fever. And then upon ending that quest, you get a book of piracy. Now, if you don't actually have this on you or in your bank and you've completed the quest, if you want to go ahead and get another one, go to your player-owned house and it will be in your bookshelf. It'll be like 9 pages back, so just keep looking, but you'll find it. So what this allows you to do is go to Captain Jack, and what this guy will do. Alright, this guy's name is Patchy. I don't know why I thought it was Captain Jack. I apologize. But anyways, what this guy will do is he will combine some stuff for you, and mostly this comes in the form of clue scroll type items. A few examples of these to start: a Cavalier mask, as you guys can see, is pretty much just what you would expect a Cavalier and a mask. This can be brought together by using a Highwayman's mask and a Cavalier on each other through Patchy. On top of that, you can do the monocle and top hat, which will give you a top hat and monocle, and you can do a blue party hat and spectacles of some sort. Obviously, you're going to have to buy these sagacious ones, and these do cost a little bit of money. So this is what I'm going to show you guys. Basically, I ended up buying 5, I believe, for this price. So we have 5 that bought for 1.611 mil, and then I actually bought some more the other day for 1.555 mil. So if we go ahead and look, basically we can see how many I ended up buying the other day. I think it was somewhere around 7. Yeah, as you guys can see. So I bought 6 the other day and then 5 in this offer. So I'm going to go ahead and find out what that is in total. So in total, I spent 17.386 mil on all of these spectacles. So that's 11 in total. Not too bad. Now if we go ahead, we're just going to insta buy some party hats. I wouldn't recommend normally insta buying, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to do it. So we're going to go ahead, get 11 blue party hats, and then we'll just combine them together. I guess I'll go ahead and wait for those to buy while I end up talking about the other investment that we have, and that is top hats and spectacles, or top hats and monocles. So as you guys can see, 125k for each of the top hats. I do believe I have a couple more in my bank here. Yeah, as you guys can see, another 3 in the bank. So, and as you guys can see here, 1 mil and 1k in total for all the top hats. So ran into a little bit of trouble. Basically, one thing I'll recommend to you guys: buy your P hats and your monocles, or whatever you're buying, try to buy them in advance. One thing that I did is I waited to buy my P hats and I waited to buy my monocles because I thought, well, they're cheap enough, you know, I'll just buy out however many I need. They're like 8k each. You can only buy 5 per 4 hours per account. Luckily enough, I have a few accounts, so I was able to spare all that time. But for you guys, highly recommend you don't do that. So in total, basically, monocles I ended up buying for about 9k each for half of them, and about 4.5k each for the other half. And then as far as P hats go, a little over 5k per one. So in total, I spent 17.386 mil on the spectacles. I spent 60k on all of the blue P hats. I spent 56k on all the monocles, and I spent 1 mil and 1k on all the top hats. So in total, that comes out to pretty much 18.5 mil on the dot spent in total to get all this stuff. And as you guys can see before, I've actually, well, it was just a little bit ago, I was able to sell off a party hat and specs for 1.7 mil almost. So there is definitely like a 90k or an 80k margin on spectacles depending on when you got them. For me, the ones that I bought for 1.6 mil are going to be, you know, like 90k margins, and the one I bought for 1.5 mil will be like 140k margin, so definitely really nice. Now if we go ahead and look at the price of a top hat and monocle, we'll be able to see how much money we'll actually be able to make here. As you guys can see, can't even buy for 207k, which is definitely a good sign. Gonna go ahead and try at my cash at 250k, maybe then. Okay, 228k, still good overall. I mean, with the monocle and the top hat, that's like 90k profit on those as well. Yeah, even back here, as you guys can see, I mean, yeah, pretty much, I mean, we'll be making about 90k on each one of these, so that's gonna be insane. Keep in mind, I only bought these overnight. That didn't even take me that long to do. I mean, I could have been doing this for a lot longer, I guess. So once you have an inventory of all the items you're gonna want to take, go ahead and find your way to Mostly Harmless in some way. I'm gonna go there with a teleport scroll since, you know, they're pretty cheap and it's definitely a lot faster than most of the alternatives that I have. And so if we go down here, as you guys can see, there is Patchy, so just right click and then go to sew. He says I charge 500 per item, and I guess if you're like me, that means you're gonna go ahead and just grab some cash. Now that you're over here, just go ahead and have him sew your things for you. If you go on the next page, this is where you're gonna find some of the newer stuff that might be able to make you a little bit of money. So here, you just go and buy one, and then just keep doing the same thing over and over, and hopefully he doesn't go too far from you. I'm gonna go ahead and see how long it takes me to do this. Should be a couple minutes, but not too bad at all. Alright folks, I absolutely scuffed it. So I just finished recording my outro, but apparently wasn't recording, so gotta go back through this entire thing and just try to recap my steps. I know it's gonna be a little hard, but bear with me. So let me go and find this real quick. As you guys can see on screen now, minute and 53, that's how long it took me. Luckily enough, still had that up. So minute and 53 is how long it took me to sell off all of these items, and then in total, if we go and look at what I end up selling them for, basically you guys are going to be in for a little bit of a shock. So as we saw earlier, I sold off a party hat and specs earlier for $16.98, just one a GP lower in case, and on top of that we have the top hat and specs that are selling for 228k, which we saw earlier is, you know, a capable price. So in total, 1.824k right here, or 1.824 mil, I mean, and then on top of that, over in the party hat and specs, we have 18.677 mil. Now in total, you guys remember we spent 18.5 mil on all these items, so just here alone we made 200k, and then over here, this is all profit, 1.8 mil. So in total, that's I mean, it's insane. We made 2 mil in as little as a minute and 53 seconds. Now obviously it took time to buy these offers, find the prices. I mean, in total, maybe I messed around with it for 7-8 minutes, but I mean, nonetheless, really insane method. And if you're just, you know, quick about it and go to the GE and check once and don't make a video on it, you know, could be a little bit more efficient for you. But hopefully you guys found that is a pretty entertaining method. Now there may be other margins you might want to work with there. Now after this video comes out, obviously going to be dead margins for a little bit. Just give it some time. I promise it always comes back. But if you find other items that work there that I didn't say in this video, feel free to check them out too, because, you know, maybe they might have better margins. Nonetheless, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like. On top of that, make sure to enter into the bond giveaway down below. Just comment your RS name, and in addition, if you guys enjoy the videos, make sure to subscribe to be alerted as soon as future videos go live. But with that said, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and peace.